We're here to partake in this occasion of celebrating Mr. George Phelps Jr. We're here at this location in particular because the street was named after George and Marion Phelps in 2013, and I think it really shows the impact that they've had on this community in Anne Arundel County. We're here to celebrate and honor George Phelps Jr., the first law enforcement officer in Anne Arundel County. We appreciate the sacrifice he's made in paving the way for others. We know he was a trailblazer, and we know he focused on that intentionally to extend the olive branch to others to follow. I'm going to give you a brief bio of Mr. George Phelps Jr. Mr. Phelps broke his barriers in Anne Arundel County, paving a path for black law enforcement officers. He served our communities even when met with disrespect and racism. George Phelps Jr. joined the Army during World War II while he was attending Bates High School and returned in 1946. Upon his return, he completed high school and attended North Carolina A&T College. Mr. Phelps had an interest in using his prior military experience to continue serving by becoming a law enforcement officer. At first, his efforts were unsuccessful as he was turned away by local and state police due to the color of his skin. His persistence and pursuit led him to meet Joe Alton, the sheriff of Anne Arundel County at the time, who then appointed him as the deputy sheriff around 1950. During his time as deputy sheriff, Mr. Phelps created and served as the chief of Special Deputies Unit of African American officers that had approximately 250 members. After serving for more than 20 years, Mr. Phelps went on to create a private security firm in 1974 called Phelps Protection Services. The firm became a multi-million-dollar operation with over 200 employees working for local businesses, schools, and corporate offices in 5 states. From 1999 to 2007, Mr. Phelps worked as a part-time civilian employee for the Anne Arundel County Police Department's Community Relations section as a black community liaison. Mr. Phelps was a prominent mentor in the community and continued to create and push for change until his passing in 2015. I'd like now to ask that Chief Alwood come to the podium for her remarks.
Thank you, Sergeant Cook. Thank you to all who are here today. Thank you all for honoring your loved one, retired Deputy Sheriff George Phelps. It's an honor to be here amongst you today to commemorate him, to commemorate his service to community, to honor him as a trailblazer, paving the way so that we could, so that I could, although once denied the opportunity to wear the very uniform I wear that other officers from the black community take pride in wearing, had he not done the work and exercised his persistence, his diligence, his tenacity, opportunities, who knows how long it would have taken. But he didn't give up once denied his application with the Anne Arundel County Police Department. He applied to the office of the sheriff and he was hired. That speaks to his character. That speaks to his willingness and desire to continue in service beyond his military service, and we're so very grateful for such an honorable man. We stand here on the very street named in his honor, George and Marion Phelps Lane. This is a sacred place for us as Anne Arundel County police officers, and I'm so excited and proud to have his daughter here, Dr. Joyce Phelps Huey, and she's going to join me here shortly so that I may present her with a plaque in memory of her father. We are commemorating your dad here today, Thank you for sharing your father with us. Today, we are recognizing retired Deputy Sheriff George Phelps Jr. as an honorary member, an honorary police officer with the Anne Arundel County Police Department. We thank him for his hard work, his service, his passion, and again, because of him, we could. It is my honor to present you with this plaque.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a beautiful day, and I can only say that the only thing that would make it more perfect is if he could be here with us to accept this himself, okay? And also, it's quite nice that you chose to do it at the street that is named for both of my parents. My mother was president of the We Love George Phelps Club, okay, along with George himself, okay, okay. My father considered himself a people person. He always described himself as a people person. And so he loved being surrounded by friends. The house received a lot of foot traffic. Okay, it is quite a different place to be now that he's not there. I will say that my father, well, growing up with my father, I became accustomed to the phone ringing in the middle of the night or any time of day. May I speak to Mr. Phelps? My daughter has run away. May I speak to Mr. Phelps? My son is in trouble. And without hesitation, he would leave and he would do everything he could to assist the family that was calling him. So this is what I grew up with. I thought all households were that way. I thought all fathers were that way, but I realize now what a privilege it was to have grown up with him. My father, those of you who knew him well, knew that he had the gift of gab. He was never lost for words. I did not inherit that trait. Okay, so I'm going to conclude by thanking you ever so much for this wonderful distinction that you have bestowed upon him. And I want to accept this on behalf of the entire Phelps family. And we appreciate it. It's with great gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I'll hold on.
So we'll now have FOP Lodge 70 President Obie Atkinson and Corporal Herard step to the podium. Yeah, I'm gonna have you stand right over
Okay.
here.
You go
Your curb's right behind.
right there? Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna, you can stand right here, man.
Okay.
Hello, as we said, my name is Corporal O'Brien Atkinson. I'm the president of our local Fraternal Order of Police. And at the time that Brother George Phelps became a law enforcement officer, we didn't have an FOP. And unfortunately, I believe, had we had an FOP back at that time, he may not have been welcomed. And for that, I'm terribly saddened. Today, I stand proud to announce that our members voted unanimously to make Brother Phelps an honorary member of our FOP Lodge. In my 20 years as president, our FOP has never welcomed an honorary member to our ranks, and I truly regret that we could not have done this while he was still alive. According to our bylaws, an honorary member must be a person who has contributed outstanding deeds or service to the lodge, community, state, or nation. And I believe in his lifetime, Brother Phelps has done all of these things. And he's done all of these things despite a society that was harsh and unfair. A society that made things difficult for him, but he lived a life that made things better for us all. So I want to thank the Phelps family. We do have a plaque to present in honor of our honorary member, George Phelps Jr. And I want to thank you, and I want to thank the family very much. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I'm sure somewhere on some level he's bursting with pride. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
So at this time, I'd ask one of the first black officers hired by the Anne Arundel County Police Department, Mr. Reggie Harris, if he'd like to come forward for a few comments.
Good afternoon. In reference to George, if it wasn't for George, I probably would have never been a county policeman. I worked with George at Carr's Beach and various establishments throughout the county. That gave me the inspiration to join the county police. Now, I know what it must have been for him, because when I applied, they told me I didn't pass the physical that I had never taken. And he was proud of me, so you know what it had to be for him. I'm gonna tell you a story about George that nobody never told it, because we weren't sworn to secrecy, but nobody ever mentioned it. George never mentioned it. One day, George summons 10 of us to go to Woods Road in Pasadena. The Klan was having a rally. Our job was to disperse the crowd of black people that had surrounded them with guns, and the Klan never knew it. George took us up there and dispersed the crowd and stopped a race riot in this county. But he never got credit for it because he never said it. So I want to say this is long overdue, because George was well deserving of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words, retired officer Reggie Harris. This concludes our ceremony. We're certainly thankful that everyone attended here today. We thank the family for sharing your family member with us in this community to make it a better place. We thank you, and that concludes our ceremony.